started. And we're gonna be doing all kinds of pool table tricks, tips, and everything that's around that. So, to get started, I'm gonna be doing, um, we're gonna be explaining all kinds of stuff. Let's say about cue ball control and everything like that. I actually haven't played in probably 2 days, so don't get me started on that. I'm actually eager to start doing this. Okay, so anyways, welcome everyone. We have probably, let's get to 1,000 people, concurrent users today. All right, we're gonna start with just the regular pool tips, tricks, and everything like that. So if you're here, please do, um, please do let me know how the voice is, how everything is going as far as that goes, because I'm gonna be trying really hard today to stay at least 1.5 hours or so, just to actually, you know, uh, do what I do the best. So this was a perfect stop shot, where the ball did not even move. Okay, so even if you guys are asking, what is this little thing here? Well, that's something I built myself, just because I wanted to have really good um, precision. Okay, so let's get started on all of that, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we will see how it actually goes. So today I'm gonna try to start with just little simple stop shots, and then let's hope for about, I don't know, 1,000 people today. Um, well, in a stream at once, that would be amazing. So, like I said, I just literally started. We're gonna be doing stop shots. Was this a stop shot? Not really, because the cue ball actually hit here and it came back. So, if you want to learn something, hit that like button. And if you want to learn something, stay here. Ask questions. Please do that. I love when people ask me questions in a live stream. So we're gonna be doing, I don't know. Let's do a little follow up here. See, this is a follow. Okay. I literally just little follow, but this one was bad. You know why? Because I hit the ring, uh, and then uh, so that in itself is actually bad. So well, let's do another one. Here, watch this. Now that one is perfect, right? So this is the tool that I use to perfect my precision in pool table, when I play. So tomorrow, for example, I have a big tournament going on with one of the best teams. That's for sure. So this is a stop shot. Okay. Um, so with one of the best teams, so I have to be prepared mentally and all of that. So if you guys have any questions, please don't uh don't hesitate to ask anything. Okay, so please do ask any questions you want. um and then, like I said, by the way, thanks for the likes. I truly appreciate. I see 35 of you right now. In about a minute or two or five, there's gonna be 100 people, and I'm not joking. I just love when I do this. When I started, this is my fifth live, I think, or something like that. Um, I don't know. I just love to share my knowledge about the pool and everything. Like for example, you know, um, I do like, let's do a simple cut shot. Okay, this is a simple cut shot. However, the cue ball needs to hit that rail and then come back there. Okay, so let's do that. How do I achieve that? By doing top, left. See that? So now you saw the cue ball come here and came back here. Okay. So now we're gonna do same shot. However, the cue ball is not gonna go here and here. It's gonna actually come here and come back. How do I do that? Well, you can do a left, you can do top left or top right. I'm sorry. I love to do bottom ones, but you let's do a top. Let's do top right. Okay, see that? So the difference between the top right and bottom is when you are doing a bottom. Um, can I be mod? Luis, I don't even know who you are. What would the mod actually do for you? Please do tell me. I don't know. I do know what mods are. But anyways, so and let's do some drills later on. We're gonna do, let's say, doubles here. Okay. And then I'm gonna do, let's say I'm gonna do here a double plus I'm gonna draw the ball back. Watch. So yeah, it's a perfect draw. So what about, thank you by the way for the likes. Appreciate it. If you guys want to tell me where you guys are from or what city, well, not, no, don't tell me the city. Tell me what um, country you're from. That's number one. Two, tell me what is your favorite pool game beside the eight ball pool. For example, I don't know. For me, I love to play nine ball. I love to play eight ball. I love to play 10 ball as well. However, definitely eight ball is something I enjoy more than any of them. Reason why is reason why is just because it gives me, much more um, of thinking how to run a table, right? Yo, what up? Uh, Vexit, hi. So to run a table, right? Another one. Why do I switch sometimes to nine ball, even though, like in tournaments, I don't necessarily play. I used to, as of last time. Reason why is just because I love nine ball. You can only have three comments. You only have Yeah, I just literally started, like literally 7 minutes ago. The live actually, like I said, I am not like streamer, right? So this is my fifth, sixth stream. And what I noticed, there's gonna be 1,000 people probably within next, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. I don't know how it works. But hey, I'm happy with 50. I'm happy with one. I'm doing this for all of you guys and myself too because I'm practicing, right? So, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, please do ask. Hi, John. So what I wanted to say, regards to the nine ball, um, just a second, let me chalk this. Regards to the nine ball is really good because it teaches you a lot of stuff. Number one, it teaches you safeties. So you have to play a lot of safeties and come out of the safety, right? Because let's say if you kind of block like this, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna do this, right? So something like that, right? Where you touch the one ball. And good luck. Thank you, appreciate it. Um, Another one for the nine ball. What I like about nine ball too is basically, it teaches you the banking and everything when the balls are hidden, and obviously, going one through nine. Um, so same thing with the 10 ball. I played that also, and it's similar. The only thing I like disliked about nine ball and 10 ball in my personal leagues is when you play nine ball, you can run the whole table and mess up on a nine. If someone puts the nine, they win. So that's one of the disadvantages. I'm not talking about APA. APA has a different structure where they have point system, right, for the nine ball, and nine ball gives you 2 points, and that's about it, right? By the way, thanks for the likes. Appreciate you guys. So let me know if you can hear me well. Was a nice drawback. Let me show you also a different type of drawback. So this is pretty straight. However, I'm going to draw back actually not this way straight. I'm going to actually draw it back here. How I'm going to achieve that is I'm going to put the bottom left, okay? but I'm hitting the 15 more on the right side because of that bottom left. I need to hit the 15 on a little bit more on a different side. See how it actually spins this way? So, why would you do something like that? Um, by the way, tell me something, guys. What's the best part about being your age? Like, you know, I don't know. You don't tell me what your age is, but what is the best part? I know myself. You know, talking about like 20s, 30s, whatever. But what is about yours? I know, wiser guys and whatnot, but some people just don't grow up. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? Tell me. Hi, Anne. How's it going today? Um, and let's do. How about this? We're gonna do one, two, three, six, seven. We're gonna do seven stop shots. Okay. This is just a little bit below the center. Okay. I didn't like that one. The ball moved. That's why. So what does that mean? Where I hit it, basically just a little bit less. Did I like that one? Now you see what I'm talking about? Like I'm getting better and better, right? By the way, I'm doing this on purpose just so you guys are entertained as far as that. But if I do something like this, see that? Stop. Literal stop. So with the stop shot, you're just basically hitting just below the center, like right here. But what matters is the speed, literally the speed. So because if I hit this ball really, really hard and I hit it on a very same spot, watch what's gonna happen. Okay, watch. A second here. It pulled back because of that speed, right? So when you're doing stop shots, you have to first calculate the distance between the cue ball and a target ball. That's number one. Because doing a stop shot from here, or actually, let's uh, let's do a stop shot right there. I'm gonna go through the ring. Okay, this is another good exercise for myself. So I'm gonna be doing, what is this, 2.5 feet away, right? So I'm gonna go through the ring and do a stop shot, right? So I have to calculate the distance. Let me just move this just a little bit like that. I'm gonna be doing stop shot just like this. Watch. Uh, is that a stop shot? Now you see why the speed matters when you're doing a stop shot. So let's repeat the same shot, right? Just a moment. So we're gonna be, was it kind of like that? Yeah, there you go. So watch now. Less speed, actually a little bit more below the center and less speed. See that? So that's where, when you're doing these stop shots, why do they matter actually? Well, if I had another ball right here, I wanted to play this way. That's why. It's just a simple cue ball control. So if you're a pretty beginner at the pool, my advice for you is to don't do left and right spins. That's for sure. Okay. Do not do that. But do learn these three things. Okay. These are the three things. If you want to even become a professional at some point. um, but I wish someone would told me 5 years ago, what to learn. YouTube was kind of okay and everything. But so three things here. Number one, stop shot, obviously. Watch. Just a little bit below the center. Okay. That's number one. Number two, follow or top spin. So basically, instead of hitting it here, I'm going to hit it just above the center. Okay. Um, that's number two. But watch this. Do not do it like this. Watch, watch. Do not do it that way. Okay. You have with this follow or top spin, you have to be careful how much of a top you're doing, number one, and also how much speed you're giving it. Otherwise, you're going to end up scratching just like I did on purpose, right? And number three is what? It's actually a bottom. Hi, Arman, how are you? So basically, the bottom is, so this is below the center. Bottom is right here. Okay. So if we take a stripe, bottom is right here. Okay. So what is bottom going to do for you? Well, let's say we have a ball, D8 ball, okay, right here. Okay. And we need to put it into the side pocket or just any other pocket. So the bottom with the slow bottom, okay. Now you can see I have a control for the 8 ball to go into the side pocket. That's why. So those are, very simple to learn. Um, but again, that's top, middle, bottom. If you start doing these two right here or any of these around, yeah, don't do that. Not if you're just a beginner and you're not putting any balls through, okay? You're gonna be stuck for about a year. Why am I not putting any balls in? Well, that's because these spins, okay, there's a deflection on it. You need to learn how to hit this ball correctly because let's say if I'm doing a left spin, uh, see how the ball is spinning? So you have to hit this ball in a correct spot. And if you don't, watch what happens. I'm going to do exactly the same. Okay, left spin. But watch what happens. Have you noticed something? The ball spin. Look, I touched the ring. Okay, there. That's why. So hopefully that explains to some of you as far as if you guys are, you know. But let's say you're kind of like an advanced person playing. Okay, we can do some advanced little stuff. Um, this here, I'm not talking about cuts. This here is a little bit more advanced, just a little bit. Okay, it's not for people that just know how to make the ball. So what are we doing here? Well, it's the cut shot through the ring. Okay, in a paced, and on top of that, the cue ball needs to always land somewhere around here. Okay, so let's do that. Okay. Did I do it right? No. Did you see how the cue ball went like really hard? Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. These are cut shots, but I need to do it slower. Okay. So these I can, and like I said, fast pace. These are very good drills if you want to learn uh, about everything regards to a little bit more on cutting the ball. I can do these all day long, every single day. So another one, a little bit even more advanced, is what? Well, now I'm going to hit this ball. I'm going to try to knock that ring off. Watch. Okay, how am I going to do that? Just a little bit of a top right or top left, I'm sorry. See that? So that's what it's called cue ball control. And that's when you're watching some professionals, semi professionals, or very good pool players, okay, when they clear the table. When they clear the table, um, they basically know mostly everything about cue ball control. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Let's say I don't know. In this case, we're gonna do this, and we need to also split these balls apart. Okay, so that's a little bit more advanced, right, for some, because if I just hit it like this, it's kind of correct, yeah. So if I hit it like this, watch. Okay, first of all, I missed, right? Number one, that's one. Number two, watch the cue ball. Okay. Did it hit those two balls? No. So, what am I going to do here? Same shot, everything, right? I'm gonna do just a little bit of a top right, okay, in order to split these. So, uh, guys, there's 50 of you. I know you're watching, but please do comment something. I don't know if they're moderated or something is going on. Um, do leave a comment for me, please. And also, if you can hear me well. By the way, if you had holidays, what was the best holiday for you? I don't know. For me, I love New Year's Eve. I don't know, just family gathering and all of that. Chalk. I love this one because I can play 10 balls at the same time and I don't have to chalk again, right? But sometimes I go with the masters. And when you're chalking, when you chalk, always from left to right, I mean, from back to front, okay? And then change. I'm gonna do it like that way you can guys can see it, okay? And then again, like this. Don't do it like this, okay? This, all it's gonna do is gonna put a lot of chalk on top, but on the sides, you guys can't see it, but on the side it won't, okay? So that's why when you're asking yourself, why did I miss Q? Well, you missed Q because you just did a um, top chalking. All right, let's do some a little bit more advanced, right? A little bit. We're gonna do 5 balls here. No, let's do four because I'm almost at the cushion here. Okay, we're gonna be doing 4 balls. So I have to make sure I hit this one straight into this one, that one, this one, and through the ring into the pocket. Oh, would you look at that? Okay, now we're gonna do 3 balls at the same time, and then one and two, or two and one. Um, this is pretty easy to do um, when you think about it. However, let me show you just for a sake of, let's say, when people say this is easy. Well, if I just hit this ball or the 3 ball just a little bit off, a little bit like this, that ball is gonna go this way and this ball is gonna go that way. So watch. So if I hit this ball right into this corner, okay, see that? So when you're putting these balls together, I don't know if you're gonna want to show your friends. Let me just move it a little bit like this. uh, you have to hit these balls straight on. Okay. By the way, if you guys have any questions, there you go. It's almost 100 people at the same time. That's perfect. If you guys want me to play some game, let me know. I love playing I don't know, a game where um let's do something like hmm, can I do it? Let's say let's say like this. I'm blocked. I can't touch that 3 ball. Okay. But what I can do, I can play it off the rail. See that? So I'm blocked, but as long as I can hit the rail a little, like, I mean, obviously I have to have some cushion, right? So this one is gonna be like a little bit of a bottom right. So I'm gonna masse it, okay? I mean bottom left, sorry. This is masse. See that? Well, I didn't hit it right. But masse, um, you can do from the top, right? Which is usually how you do it. You do it from a little bit, and then you can also do it from the bottom. Both masses are valid. um, it's just that the top actually gives you a whole lot of different spin than, let's say, if I'm gonna do this, right? It gives you a whole lot of different spin than a top would do. Okay, so like, watch. Ah, I didn't chalk. Did you see that? All right. See, I didn't chalk. And that's why, like I said, when you, I forgot to chalk. I don't know. I'm just talking. That's why I'm like a little bit off. So again, massage with the bottom. Okay, there you go. Basic, a little curve. What are you guys up to tonight? Anyone doing anything fun? Anyone playing pool and watching pool? Because I know I used to do that. I mean, not used to. I actually do. I go on like live and something, someone's live, and I'll be watching and playing, and then I'm trying to recreate some of the shots that people were talking about. I actually love doing that, to be honest. Hi, everyone. Hi again. Hi, John. Uh, I don't know if my comments are uh, moderated or not, but anyways, let's. Thank you, by the way, for the likes. If you guys have any questions, again, please do not hesitate to ask. Here's a simple draw shot. When you're doing a draw shot on a little bit more distance than a foot, what I would like to actually point out is when it's a little bit more than a foot, I would say. When it's somewhere right here, don't do it, but always do a follow through. Okay. What does that mean? That means I'm hitting the cue ball at the bottom, but do follow through, meaning this, okay, and then pull it back. Don't do like this, like, like it just will stab or whatever. Watch. Don't be afraid that the cue ball is gonna hit. You still have about 1 second left, especially on these short ones. So when you're doing that, just follow through. Okay. But obviously, if it's very short, um, and you're doing a lot of spin with like a drawback, okay, you might want to do, watch, see that? So I only have about, half a second maybe left in order for, but that's because of this distance, right? But if it's like more than that, obviously I have more time to, uh, what does the follow through do for you? It aligns you, okay, when you're shooting through or follow through, it aligns your back, it aligns your elbow, it aligns everything. Uh, and even if you're hitting the cue ball, basically you have that more control and stability. Okay. So always do a follow through. If you're not doing it right now, it's start for you. It's really good start for you to learn because um, for me, it was a game changer. It took me, well, I would say a month, maybe more, to do a follow through, uh, like correctly every single time without thinking. Okay. Um, just because I used to be, what, 4 years ago, I would do something like that. It's still valid and it's all good. Like I would just like, stab like this, and it's valid. Don't get me wrong. It's just that your elbow, your hand, your neck, your head, everything about it is going to be off. Okay, for some time. And when you're asking yourself why you're not putting any balls like in, or like oh my god, today I really am not, it's probably because of that. Okay. What about you guys? Does any of you have any suggestions? Please do let me know. All right, let's do again trick shot. Not trick shot, but I'm gonna do 4 balls. Okay. No, let's do 6. How about we do 6 balls? Could this work? um, you guys can't see it, but the cue ball is right there. Okay. So we're gonna do 6 balls. I have to hit the cue ball, this ball, this ball, this ball, this ball, this ball, and this through the ring into the pocket, and you know it has to be perfect because if I mess up on the first one, all of these are gonna be even worse. Look at that. That one was good. Okay, so Do you guys like the sound? I don't know. Maybe this could be pool table ASMR. uh, high facts. Uh, facts I don't know. Tell me one fact that I do not know or I want to know. Please, please. I love your name. Something about pool, maybe? Tell me some fact about pools that I probably, I mean, if you really will get me if I really don't know. Uh, so let's do this. You know, it would be cool. I don't know if that's possible on here, but it would be kind of cool where, I could actually have another pool player, like professional or whatnot, that would play, and then we, set up something like, some trick shots, and then he or she has to do it, and then I do it, or I try to. Those are always fun to play with, like really good pool players. Um, they're always fun. Why? Is just because I don't know. Um, especially like some little trick shots. By the way, all 100 of you that's in here, please, if you don't mind, just hit that thumbs up, or like the button, please, if you don't mind. Helps me, and I know that there's people watching. So if 10% of you would do that, that would be perfect because that's 10 likes. All right. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Um, you know, if you guys do that, then we can go into breaking. What are the best breaks for 9 ball? What are the best breaks for 10 ball, 8 ball? We can do all kinds of breaking. Okay. So let's do a little bit of a challenge for myself because I love challenging myself every single day. We're gonna do cut shots again, but this time on a little bit more of a distance. Okay, so the distance is between the ring, between the ring, and all of that. I think I set it up right, but we'll see. Yeah, I did set it up right, but not on the ring itself. Okay, I have 2 seconds between the balls. Watch. One, two. This is not gonna work because it's a little bit off. I just saw some comments. I love it. Let me see. The comment I need to read. What'd you say? All right. The standard green color of pool table was chosen to copy grass, not for style. Really? Wow. I Okay, that's first time I heard. Wow. I mean, it makes kind of sense to be honest. Um, by the way, I don't know if you saw any of the pool tables when the people make pool tables on like out of an ice, or what did I say? Out of like on a sand too. So let me see the second one. Early billiards was played outside on lawns, like a polite ancestor of chaos. When the game moved indoors, they kept the green so players' eyes felt normal and less tired. That is true. The green, by the way, I chose the green. Well, I chose blue, but they didn't have the blue because this is professional grade. This is Simonis 860. This is a professional grade felt, and obviously the pool table. And this isn't. This is actual slate. Okay, three slate, 1,500 pounds of pure slate. Okay, that's how heavy it is. It's very, very heavy pool table. Um, but I like to play on green, like you said. It actually, when you're looking at it, it's more calming and more everything. The blue I just love because I can see somehow better. To be honest, I do see a little bit better on green on blue. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I don't know. My eyes are green, but thank you, Facts. Appreciated that you took time and did that. I truly appreciate it. Let me know if I can explain anything. Um, I don't know. So I'm doing these simple ones just because can you draw back shot with the maximum strength? I can show you two things. When you do, I can, yes. Um, let's do, we're gonna remove this and this. So when you have a distance, there's two things that you need to be careful about when you're doing a draw shot. One is obviously the speed, but second one, let me show you what I mean by speed, which I'm gonna do exactly the same. I'll try to, I'll try not to watch. So if you do this, something like this, watch. Have you noticed that? When you do something like that, that means one thing is you hit the cue ball either way too low or you didn't align it right. Okay. So I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do a draw shot with the speed more and more. Watch. Just a second, let me align it. Okay. See, it bounced back and came back there. Okay. So these, this is a normal one, but let's do a spin, okay, where I'm gonna do exactly the same, but this time I'm gonna do a bottom right. Okay, let's do a bottom right spin. Okay, have you noticed the ball actually went this way? But look where it went, all the way over there. So now we're gonna do the opposite, and you will see what happens with the cue ball. So now I'm gonna do a bottom bottom left spin, okay, and you'll see what happens with the cue ball. Let me just make sure that I have edges covered because a lot of times, especially on this cue, because I don't usually use this cue. This is not. I mean, it is my playing or used to be, but now I'm gonna do bottom left. Watch for the cue ball. Okay, but you see where it is? It ended up being right here. That's because when it hit the rail, it was spinning this way, right? I'm sorry, this way. So when it hit, you see how what it did? Okay, but when you do the opposite, see how it does? Okay, that's why. Hopefully that explains. Hi, who said hi? Hi, Kevin. Welcome to chat. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm pretty good at the back spins, so let's do another one that we're gonna actually do even more. Okay, so now I'm talking about what is this? About let's do even more. Let's do this is about 3 feet, I would say. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. No, I appreciate you too. Uh, so this is about 3 feet distance. Okay. Now it hit here, came back there. So drawbacks are something that is uh, not necessarily easy because again it requires a speed, cue ball control, and all of that. Just because it does require a lot. Um, I think it's one of those um, spins where you, like me, on an early age of playing pool, like I was showing to you guys, if you do too much bottom and if you don't know where to hit exactly, Um, I was explaining this to people too. Take a cue ball, okay, and then right below, you see this line, okay. This is where your cue tip needs to hit right into this line. So this is center, right here. So if you want to practice, just take one of these stripes, put them like head like this, and just hit right into this bottom part. Or you can get one of these balls. It's expensive. I mean, expensive. It's expensive for what it does. I think it was like 50, $60, right? Just for the ball. I don't break with it, but I do practice with it. This is advanced mode, and this is an easy. So what it basically shows here, okay, so this is the center. So now it's gonna do, wait, yeah. So, and then you can practice doing one, two, three. So now you know where you're hitting or very low, where you're hitting the cue ball because this cue ball leaves patterns. Okay, when I hit it, it actually leaves the patterns. So it's not like these normal ones, because these kind of like more oily, or I think it's oily. I don't know. It just has a lot of more grip. Hopefully that explains it. So, and now I'm gonna do a full on forward. It's gonna be fast. Did you notice that? We thought it's gonna be. I hit it really hard, but the ball kind of like jumped. Okay, so and it didn't do what I said it's gonna do. Well, that's because I did it on purpose. So what I do is watch this. Okay, try not to scratch. So if you want to practice something like a follow through, not follow through, but follow or top spin. Okay, set it up. You don't need a ring or anything like that, right? Set up your ball like this, and do something like this is a drill. I'm not joking. It's a drill where you have a cue ball control, how hard you're gonna hit the cue ball, and then practice in a way that you don't scratch, but you come really, really close to that edge, right? So you saw me first time I scratched, so that means that, and now I'm gonna, I did, what was it, like somewhere around here, right? So I'm gonna try not to scratch, but at the same time to go closer to that pocket as long as this is right set up. Go, go, go. A little bit closer. It's a good practice, um, to have a feel for how the follow through. When would you do a follow, something like that? That's when you have something like, let's say in this case, it's a straight on shot. The eight ball is right there, right? So, and you need to hit it into the opposite pocket, and that's where you're gonna do something like that, right? Where, look, I have now clear shot on the eight for this pocket. So hopefully that explains why sometimes you have to be careful not to scratch. Imagine this was my last ball, okay, and then I scratch. So you have to be careful with stuff like that. We're gonna do breaking a little bit later on. Still practicing, to be honest. Actually, these rings that I have, they're very good. I actually made three different diameters. So when I was talking about diameters, we're talking about this one is 3 millimeters. See that? So when I hit it, so yeah, about here. So this is where it's about 3 millimeters. This one is 5, and then we have one, literally one. So let me just set it up, kind of like there. See that? Wait, there. Barely the cue ball goes through. Barely. So when you're practicing with these, um, it's not a joke, like at all. So watch. This is 1 millimeter, just a little bit off, and I'm gonna hit that ring just a little bit off. So when you're doing these practices, make sure you align it the way it's supposed to be. Okay. It's not easy as you guys think it is. See that? That's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why I go back to five, and then once I make, I don't know, 500 balls through, I go to three, and then if I make 500 balls through, I go to one every day. So you know, pool is not like, even if I don't play. Sometimes if I don't play for, like, I don't know, I would say if I don't play for a week, I don't know, my muscles, like, are just not back. And then my first game always, like, it's not the best. I'm gonna do draw shots as quick as possible now. Watch. And like you said, John, full on speed. Let's go. All these draw shots, full speed on. Have you noticed that I'm doing a, follow through? What is that again? I explained that in a video. Follow through. So 6 or 8 balls with no problem at all. Wow, guys, I don't know if you guys are from US. Did you guys have any snow? Because where I am, we had 2.5. No, today would be mark of 3 feet of snow. I haven't seen that in quite a while, like quite a while. And I remember one day, I mean, one year, it was snowing for 40 plus days, a little bit. So by the time it kind of like, it was melting and all of that. But this time, yeah, there was no melting. Everything just stayed on. By the way, I appreciate all 50 of you, um, for the likes and all of that. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be doing these, draw shots a little bit by little bit. Um, let's do a draw shot with the double, like with the double. Have you noticed how this ball actually went forward? That's because the draw, right? The draw gives that that power to for this, opposite ball to go forward. In case you didn't know, and I can show you why, what you can do with that. What can you do, with the draw shot and something like this? Watch. So if the ball is close to the pocket, something like this, I'll attempt to do it like this. Okay, pretend that's an 8 ball. Okay, so no, pretend that's, I don't know, a 6 ball. Let's pretend that's a 6 ball. Okay, but this is the 8 ball. Okay, I'm blocked. Okay, I'm literally blocked, so I can't do much. Okay, um, so the way I would play this shot would be something like this. Did you notice something? That was black ball. Okay, 8 ball. Both of them went in. How? Well, just like I mentioned before, um, when you're doing a bottom, it gives that specific forward, right, to this ball. Therefore, let's actually attempt that with this right here. So now it's an actual game, right? um, where this ball is on the pocket, something like this. Yeah, let's do it like that. On the pocket, the opponent blocked me. Okay, I can't bank it because there's a ball here. I can't do any of that. My only option is to go through that. Okay, the only option. Did you see it? I made two balls at the same time. Can we achieve that with doing anything else? Yeah, sometimes works, but bottom, like I said, bottom always gives that specific forward deflection onto the opposite ball. So that's why you want to play bottom. Sometimes when you play, let's say, forward, um, you can get lucky with that. Let's do a forward. You can get lucky. Um, what would forward do in this case? Watch. So we do this, right? Sometimes you can get lucky with the forward. I don't advise this, but hey, you never know. Sometimes you just have to play it that way. Watch. I didn't hit it right. I was focused more on everything else. So let's do a forward again. Yeah, with the forward. Basically, what should happen is with that forward, the 14 ball is gonna hit the 13 ball, and because the cue ball is forward, right? It's gonna actually hit that 14 back in while the cue ball stays on the pocket. See that? Did you see that? That's what I'm talking about. You can do it that way too. There's a lot of tricks to pool table, these things, something, you can't find on YouTube. Like, I mean, you can, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should make a video about it. Tag it as, hey, how do you make two balls at the same time? Something like that. Yeah, sure, I can do something like that. So, but by itself, me personally, I never, you know, I never, what I wanted to say, I really never researched something like that. It's just because it doesn't come up on my mind. Another thing, just the other day, what I usually do after tournaments, if something was there off, it doesn't matter if I'm the greatest pool player. And I learned this also from Efren Reyes, who I played. And I played with Kelly Fisher and all of them. They're doing exactly the same thing. We all do. When we have a tournament, and after the tournament, there's specific shots that you actually forget. I mean, don't do it right. So, like in my case, um, you know, I had a ball like right here, and then was it like that? No, eight ball was right here. This ball was right here, something like that. Something like that. Um, and for me, I had like a little bit of a cut shot, right? Like a little bit like this. Okay. So this is how I would play. I mean, I'm not gonna play it now, right? But here's the thing. I can do two things. Watch this. Watch this carefully, okay? I'm gonna repeat where you see where the cue ball is. Okay. So there's two things I can do here. I can do a pure um I can do a pure left. I mean right. See that? And then come back here, right? Correct? However, which is actually exactly what I did. And my ball ended up here, which is not bad at all. Okay, but then I was thinking, why did I even play like that? Because that's really, it was kind of like this. That's really not the best. Okay, why not just play something like this? Oops. Wait, I can't because just a second. That was totally my bad. Um, here. Cue ball was right here. Okay. Why don't I just play a top? Just a simple top. Okay. Look where the cue ball went. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Like those are little things that will make you a pool player. It doesn't matter what your Fargo rate is. Even if it's 100, these things can make you 200. These little things, I'm not joking. So, um, if you are a pool player like myself, do take time when repeat the shots that you miss. Like, for example, even if it's the easiest shot that you could do, really, I'm not joking. Like the easiest shot ever. So, reason why is just because um, remember there's that one thing where you say um, if you repeat 21 times, it's gonna stuck in your head, or the habit that you had, it's gonna go away, or you're gonna learn it, right? 21 times. So that's why, like I would, doesn't matter if the ball is exactly the same position and every single time. Um, by the way, you're welcome. Um, just repeat the same thing over and over. Like, when I go tomorrow for the tournament, I'm gonna do this literally. I'm gonna get my elbow and everything a little bit into a shape. It doesn't matter. This is like super straight on shot. I could make, I don't know, 1,000 balls, but at the same time without ever missing it. 1,000, no problem. But there's gonna be 1,001 that I'm gonna miss. And that's where I usually say to myself, okay, I still need to practice because I want to go to 2,000. If you guys have any question, watch this. I'm gonna do a little top. Okay, you come back around the ring. Did I do it right? No, I did not. This was a this was in itself a right. That's why. Just wanted to see if you guys paid attention. Watch now. See that? Was this right? No, it was not. So you have to be. This is what I was saying to you. Like, I could make very same shot every single time. But then you have one of those things where, okay, what did I do wrong, right? It's also good to record yourself sometimes. Just because record yourself as far as the stance goes, record yourself as far as how hard you hit the ball, or anything like that. If you really are into the pool and if you really, really want to get better at it, I know it helped me a lot. um, so there's that. Alrighty, guys. Gonna do a little bit more here. Let's see. I'm live streaming for 1 hour already. Hey, and by the way, thank you all for these likes. I truly, truly appreciate it. Let's go to I don't know, 1,000 people in live stream. I mean, there was already 1,000 people in total. Well, so far, I believe there was 5,000 people, which is I'm thankful. Thank you, thank you. Um, Concurrent right now it's 70. Can we get to 2,000, 5,000? Share it to your friends and everyone else. So we're gonna do later on, like I said, we're gonna be doing. Let's do two balls at the same time. I'm gonna do breaks, meaning breaking from literally breaking, and then I can show you some really cool tricks. So stay on if you guys are here. Uh, Double, and then I'm gonna make this one. I'm gonna do it like that, but with the three ball, I'm gonna do two balls at the same time. They're gonna go in at the very same time. Okay. What did I say? I'm gonna make two balls at the very same time. As long as this is correctly set up. Right? Let's do this. Okay. I'm gonna make the 14 and the 3 go at the very same time. For those that you guys were just here, you already know how to do this. Okay, pretend that this is a opponent's ball. Pretend that this is an 8 ball. Okay, and we are blocked. What did I say before? All you have to do is play bottom. Okay, the bottom is always, well, as long as this is a little bit more straight. The bottom is always going to push the first ball forward. Have you noticed? Set 2 balls at the same time. What else did I say? I said the bottom is always good, but you can achieve that with the top as well. I love doing these things because I personally did not know those things. When I play pool, it doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play 2 of those, and sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen where I put both balls in, and then I'm like, well, how do I do this every single time, like literally every single time? And then I did a little bit of research. This was, by the way, years ago. um, and basically that was the answer. Do a bottom or the top. Top basically is going to push it a little bit differently in, and a bottom actually pushes this ball forward. So, um, anyways, let's do some draw shots again, and let's do it with 3 balls. Draw shot with 3 balls. Thank you, everyone. Please do hit the like button if you don't mind. It just takes a second for you. Appreciate you all of you. Thank you for the likes and all of that. And if you have a question, I don't know if you guys can actually uh, say anything in the chat, or is it moderated so badly that nobody is speaking? I don't know. But if you guys don't mind, ask me a question. Let's do more of these. Let's do 4 balls. Okay. Can we do 4? I mean, not at the same time. I mean, that doesn't uh, that doesn't work. But I have to hit all of these balls at the same time at the very same spot for that 8 ball to go. You see how these spread around? Okay, I'm gonna try to do exactly the same without spreading these so far out. Okay, as long as this is straight, this one is straight, and this is straight. Not too bad. Not too bad. Does any of you play pool right now? Please. And by the way, thank you all. This is what I was talking, 200 people right now. There's going to be 1,000 soon. Okay. So ask your questions now, because I know what's going to happen, because on my last live, when I was doing, I did not have time to read all the questions. what what happened here? Well, I can tell you exactly. Remember when I was telling you just before, right? If I hit this ball in indirectly, by the way, I did that on purpose again. If I hit this ball just a little bit off, that ball is gonna go in the opposite. It's gonna go through the ring correctly. It's just that because of that spot where I hit it, it's not gonna do what it's supposed to do, right? Like now. And for the last one, okay, I'm gonna do. Can I do something like? Uh, this is not a bad trick. I'm gonna hit this ball very slow, and then I'm gonna double hit it. Oh no! Wait, it's just because the ring is here. Watch. Okay. Can we do this one very slow and then hit it again? By the way, don't do that in a real tournament. See that? Did you see that? um, don't do that. It's foul actually. Um, don't do that ever in pool. Only when you're joking, just like I joke with the pool table and everything, right? By the way, welcome everyone. Thank you for the likes. I am. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna say, "Hey, this is a stripe" or "This is a solid," because I believe everyone would know about that by now. So, draw shot. This again, stop shot. This again, forward or top spin. This a little bit advanced. I'm gonna do a right spin. Did you notice that? Why did that happen? So it went through this, but it's something called cheating the pocket. So this is on to my next segment. It's something called cheating the pocket. Okay, when would you cheat the pocket? Is something where a ball is a little bit blocking you, and you need to go through this around and still make it into the pocket. So something is blocking just a little bit. Okay, so you want to go around it and still make the pocket. That's when it's that's what it's called cheating the pocket. So um, if I do a left or right spin in this case, I'm gonna have to hit this ball more onto the left side. Okay, so here, see that, and we can make this ball spin really, really hard. Watch now. Now I'm gonna do exactly different. I'm gonna hit the ball on the left side, but I'm hitting this ball more on the right side. But the cue ball is gonna spin like crazy. You guys see that? So it's all about if you're hitting the ball onto the right side, okay, so let's say onto the right side, you have to hit this ball not straight because if you do straight, this ball, because of that right, it's gonna go this way onto the left side. Even if you're hitting it straight, because of that spin, right? This one spins this way and this one spins this way. So what all you have to do, if you're doing the left spin, you hit this ball just a little bit off, a little bit, not a whole lot. You see, like not a whole lot, like a little bit, like that. So if you're doing a right spin, okay, we're doing a right spin, you have to hit this ball a little bit more onto the left side. So it's always the opposite, okay. The only time, like I said, if you're cheating the pocket, right, you need this ball to go, let's say this ball needs to go this way, okay, while you're hitting it straight. So that means I need to hit left. Hopefully that explains to some of you when you're watching the pool. By the way, this is what I was saying. 200 people right now. We're going to go to 300, 400, 500 soon. Okay. At one time, I had 2,000 people watching, and I loved it. By the way, ask some questions. This is a follow through. Actually, I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit this 12, go through this ring. I'm gonna do it so slow that it's gonna stay here, but because of the cue ball where it is, it's gonna follow and hit that 12 in. Watch. No, a little bit more. Okay, that was fake. If any of you, does any of you playing pool right now, or love to play pool? Um, Another thing I wanted to talk about is, people having pool table at home. Do you need a professional grade just like I do? You know what? Can you play a rack? Yeah, I can. Yeah, TLP. No, I definitely. I'm just waiting for a little bit more people to come in. I'll definitely play a full rack. Meaning, I was planning on doing a breaking from for the 9 ball, 10 ball, an 8 ball. I can show you how to make the 1 ball in the side pocket, and maybe 9 ball on the snap, meaning that 9 ball goes in right away. I usually do that in my live where I basically explain people how to do that. Um, do you need professional grade pool table? No, you don't. You can get a plywood one. Okay, this is a slate. Okay, slate. Uh, do you need this really? The only thing, the disadvantage is when you're getting a pool table just for fun, it's good for friends and playing and this and that. It's the speed, really, is the speed, and then the cushions in itself, right? And when you're playing on a plywood, especially if you have it, if you have different, like say if you're in California, okay, you have some humid and it's never cold, right? Um, well, in some areas, um, the plywood, kind of starts bending at some point, and then you have to, the balls are not gonna go straight on, or instead of going straight, it goes kind of like, you know, like that. If you live in a cold area and warm area, that definitely is going to happen in 1 year. So you spending, let's say, $700 or $500 on a pool table, that's all fine and dandy. But with the slate one, if you spend, I would say the cheapest slate that I ever saw personally was like 3 grand, like the cheapest one. It's just because, I would rather pay 3 grand than 700 or $1,000 for a pool table, just because of that. Uh, they last longer, they're better, definitely, and you can always upgrade. Meaning that, like myself, this pool table came with a normal felt, but it was way way too slow for me. Okay, I need something really really fast, just because I love to do 3, 4, 5 rails. And on top of that, when you're doing something like this, right, when you're doing draw shots, oops, let me correct that. When I do draw shots, okay, the ball draws really bad, really good on these felts, right? Where if you have like one of those fuzzy ones, a little bit fuzzy, it would be, let's say I would do exactly the same draw shot. So you saw the speed before. It would be something like this. Like, the speed on itself would be bad. And then when you go, let's say, to a pool hall, and then you're like, well, when I play at home, everything was perfect. That's true. But the felt, the pool table might not. So if you're already playing pool, do invest a little bit more than, I'm not saying buy a Ferrari for pool table. I mean, by the way, I mean there's, I think it was it what was it? Louis Vuitton or something, whatever. Um Pool table, it's 150 $150,000. Literally. I would never play on that. Neither would I ever buy it. It's just because it would annoy me as hell. Reason why is just because it self levels, and I'm like, why does it need to sell? Like, once you put the level on the pool table, it doesn't need more leveling. The only time I would do something like that, maybe if I had a yacht, you know, and then put it on there, so it self levels immediately. So yeah, guys, tell me, what should I do here for you? What shall I do? Should we do a little bit of a trick shots? Did you see that? I wanted to knock that thing off. Okay, I'm gonna head out real quick. I need to eat something, and then we're gonna talk a little bit more. Thank you all. Appreciate you.